Hey, everyone. This is Roz Henderson. I'm so happy that you're here for this 3-day masterclass that's named the 3 Sales Tweaks to Stimulate Cash Flow. And again, I am your host, Rosalind Henderson. And I'm so excited because I know that when you take this information and actualize it, bring it into action, that you have the capacity to double your income. You also will take the stress out of generating leads instead of hunting for them each week. Most of them unqualified. You'll be able to find those who are aligned to your business much easier. And it's going to actually help you make a bigger impact. So I'm so happy that you're here today. So I want to get to know you a little bit better. And while I'm talking, I'm going to ask you just to drop in the comments who you are, where you're from, and what you do. This is going to be the only masterclass that's going to be recorded. The other two are going to be live. So this is being pre-recorded. What's nice about this is that all this week, whether you can attend, and I prefer you attend in person or not, you will have access to these videos. Anyone that you have missed, you have access to them up until about 7 days to look at and take notes from. So we're going to be here for you. Secondly, I want to make sure you are aware of the giveaway that we have. I created a t-shirt maybe two years ago. And on the t-shirt, it says, 6 figures is my birthright. Very popular t-shirt. Well, you have access to that t-shirt. By tomorrow, I am asking you to bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 friends. The person who brings in the most participants, they get this t-shirt. And there's another way to win this t-shirt. Do the homework. And that means the homework that you're going to be given to do, but also it's going to mean to participate. The one who I see participating the most, answering questions and getting 110% into it. First of all, those are the ones who are going to learn the most, the ones who just get into the material and just wrap themselves in it. But secondly, I want to reward that person for the hustle. And will enter the sweepstakes for that special t-shirt. So let's get started. You might be wondering, well, who is this Rosalind Henderson? Well, I was a teacher for 30 years. Year 20, I started a business that ran alongside of teaching, and I was into leadership development. And what I soon learned in this journey was that, I was uncomfortable with sales. I absolutely disliked it. I avoided it at all costs. And of course, I put my back against the wall. After I did that, I realized, okay, I need to get professionally trained in sales. And I did. And it was an absolute game changer for me, because what I learned is that there needs to be a sales system. I learned a 9-step sales system. I worked on my mindset. I learned best practices. And when I used the system for the first time with Chick-fil-A, I was able to close a $2,500 account with them, then a $500 account. Then I was able to close, it was about $1,500 account. What I saw was a more consistent income. And I was so excited about that I shifted my business to sales. I wanted to work with people and with entrepreneurs who were where I was. I wanted them to become more proficient. I wanted them to be comfortable with sales and to be able to run their businesses successfully. And I've worked with scores and scores of people. So I just want to let you know that you're in good hands. Looking at the slide, you will see that there I am some 10 years back with my kindergartners. Obviously, this is during Christmas season. You see all the antlers and the Santa Claus hat. And when I'm not working my business, you will find me with my favorite men, my two grandsons, on the floor playing with Legos. So again, you're in good hands. So today, we're going to talk specifically about identifying your ideal client and being able to know what services that you provide. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about finding warm leads in plain sight. And the third day, we're going to understand how a sales system creates a consistent income in your business. So that is the objectives for these next 3 days. You want to be there. You want to get all the information because each day builds on the last. So you want to have the total information so that you can run with it. Our agenda is similar in that we're going to talk about how to attract your ideal client, and you're going to understand more deeply the problem that you solve for them. Again, the next day we're going to be talking about how to find clients, influential, through influential people, how to find more clients. And you're going to understand why a sales system is important in making a consistent income. So there'll be a lot of aha moments. There'll be a lot of interaction. You'll have fun. And at the end, I'm going to present to you an offer that's going to blow your socks off. So does that sound good? Let's get started. Okay. I love this topic. Who is your ideal client? Some of you say, oh, I already know who my ideal client is. Well, what I'm going to ask you to do is below this video in the comments, drop a sentence describing who your ideal client is and what you do to serve them. Now, this is really, really important information. You have to have the target. You have to know where you're going. And the ideal client is going to help you create different products and services, webinars. It's going to help direct your messaging. It is the hub of your business. So whether you're putting messages on Facebook or you're doing a Facebook Live, you're on Instagram, you have a blog, or you want to create a website copy, again, you need to know your audience at the deepest level. You want to understand their concerns, their wants, their desires so well that they feel that you are reading their minds. Imagine your prospect saying, you know, it's as if Tamara, she understands my hopes and she knows how to describe my problem well. Oh my goodness. And they're going to be attracted to your platform. They're going to self-select themselves to enter into your audience. We want to know more of what you have to say. They want to learn from you. And in the process, you're building that like, know, trust factor. Continue to nurture and engage them, then sales become so much easier. So I'm asking you to commit to staying in contact with and in understanding your ideal client more and more. You're going to commit to getting more information every 2 to 3 months. There's always more to learn about your ideal client. You'll uncover details about their lifestyle and about their buying habits, about what keeps them up at night. And all of that information that you gather, you're going to take it and recycle it into the messaging, into your brochures, into your Facebook posts, in all communication with your ideal client. And also, there are times when you change as an entrepreneur. Several years back, I was really, really into the entrepreneur who was skittish when it came to selling. And I loved building confidence in them, making them proficient. Now my emphasis has changed. I'm more focused into giving back in with teachers. Teachers are leaving the field so much, going into business, and I want to be able to hand them sales tools that's going to help them recoup their salary very quickly and then some. So I work with a lot of teacherpreneurs. So guess what? I needed to go back and spend time with teachers. I needed to mine my own mind and experiences so that I could create the products and services and message them in a way that they understood. Oh, she really does understand and get where we are. So get clear on who you serve. And to do that, I want you to focus on these different areas. There's more areas than this, but these are essential areas. When you're spending time with your ideal client, you want to redefine and redefine, get more information about who they are. My friend, Mike, the marketer, shared with me recently that he lost two big clients and he was really disappointed. But he realized, he said, Roz, these tech guys, they really aren't my ideal clients. Honestly, I talked them into a sale. So I got to go back to the drawing board and redefine who my ideal client is and work on honing my messages to them. That was some incredible feedback. When you attract your dream client into your audience, here's the truth. You really don't need to convince them. You don't have to convince them to buy from you. They've already self-selected themselves. They're hanging around you. They're learning from you. They're getting these aha moments. They're coming to your free event, and they're going to tend to hand you their credit card. They're going to want to know what other services you provide. So with that said, consider these areas when you're building your client's profile. What is their personality persona? I don't know about you, but I also want to be able to enjoy delivering my services to my clients. I work with clients for 3 months. So I want to enjoy the process. I want to get excited. I want to be inspired by working with them. So my question to you is, what values do you want to see reflected in them? Do you like hard workers, ambitious learners, introverts, extroverts, honest people, transparent people? Who do you like working with? Clients who are hungry for results? Understand these type of clients and make sure that you're putting messaging out there so it's understood. These are the people that I work with. Make it clear, and you'll attract more of those types of people. All right, you want to understand your client's emotional state. What are the things that are keeping them up at night? They're wringing their hands. What is it? Is their problem about weight loss and they're concerned about their health? Are they worried about not bringing in enough income in their business? What are they worried about? What are they frustrated about? They've probably worked with other coaches and have gotten partial results. So they may be feeling jaded, a little frustrated, defeated. So get a firm grasp on your client's emotional state. Again, you're recycling that information and putting it back out there so that they understand, oh, she understands me. She knows me. She gets me, or he. You also want to be aware of their positive emotions when they close their eyes and they envision life beyond the solution. What does it look like? What are they visualizing? Are they visualizing vacations? Now my child will be able to go to that private school. Then I have a new car. I needed one for 10 years. Now I can get one. What are their dreams? And what will they be able to do after the solution that they're unable to do right now. You need to capture all of that and again, be able to recycle that in your communication to them. For example, let's say you were a weight loss coach and you help clients lose 50 pounds and keep it off. You're coming across a lot of clientele. Take note. You're noticing that their confidence has tanked because their weight has birthed other issues. They're dealing with hypertension. They're dealing with diabetes. They're feeling down and they're lacking confidence because of this body shame. They're unable to have relations with their husband or their wives. Maybe there's even some skepticism because they've lost weight in the past. Yeah, and they've gained it back plus 10 pounds. So they're feeling maybe a little hopeless. They wish maybe that they had energy. They had the energy to play with their grandkids. You need to unearth all of that information from your ideal clients, get those specific examples, and again, be able to mirror that back into your messaging. Next, what problems does an ideal dream client want to fix? Okay. The more specific you are in your ability to offer a product or service that is laser focused on solving their problem, the more you're going to be seen as an expert. Say it again. The more you want to be seen as an expert, it means you need to be able to specifically solve an issue. So I want you to consider these. Just listen. Which one is more specific? Which person sounds like the expert? I'm a hairstylist. I do weaves, perms, braids, versus I am a hairstylist who specializes in the needs of curly haired clientele. Which one sounds more like an expert? It's the second one, right? Listen to this. I am a wellness coach who helps people cope with stress, versus I train executives on how to manage stress so that they can increase their output by 10%. Which one sounds more specific? Which expert would you choose? Well, if you were an executive, I'd be looking at the second choice, right? Because look what I'm doing. I'm calling out a specific group. I'm calling out executives. I'm giving you a measurement. I'm saying 10%. I'm going to help you increase your output and manage stress. What about this one? It's very simple. I'm a pediatrician versus I'm a pediatric cardiologist. Well, if your child is dealing with heart issues, you are running after the pediatric cardiologist, correct? So you're going to learn how to be more specific in who you serve and how you serve them. Let's do a few more, because this point I want to hammer and hammer until you get it. In fact, at this point, I'm going to ask you to get in the comments, and you're going to drop either A or B. I am a business coach. That's A. Or does B sound more specific? I am a business coach who serves leaders, consultants. I help them live a 10K months while they prioritize family. Which one sounds more like an expert? Okay, I'll check the answers later. What about this? Is it A or is it B? Which one sounds more specific? I work with menopausal women who want to lose 50 pounds or more and keep it off, versus I am a weight loss specialist. Okay, is it A or is it B? Okay, the point is that the more specific you can be in calling out your ideal client, the more you're going to be perceived as an expert, the more you can command high ticket prices because you're seen as the expert. Otherwise, if you're a generalist, your clients are always going to be looking for the one who has the lowest price. So specify your offer and call out your dream clients. What we just discussed right now is golden because, again, I want to remind you why this is so important in terms of your personality profile or your current emotional states and positive emotional states. What do you want fixed? You can create individual Facebook posts on these. You could put this in your website copy, Instagram reels, any communication is going to, in essence, you're pre-qualifying. You're attracting people into your audience, but you're pre-qualifying the people that come into your audience by putting out posts that considers these areas. And these are areas that you're also going to use as you're interviewing and spending time with your ideal client. Because remember, we're trying to find more and more about who they are. So you might be asking, okay, Roz, so I kind of get this. How do I get this information from my ideal clients? Well, you need to spend time with them. Spend time with them. They should know you. And again, I always say, I try to do it as often as possible. I'm doing it once a month, but at least 2 to 3 times a month, you're extending yourself to connect with your ideal client so that you're understanding their hopes, their challenges, their dreams, their fears. Okay? Because you want your messages to be laser focused, not general, but laser focused to the people that you want to serve. So I'm going to give you some really brief and basic, simple marketing research ideas that you can use, again, as often as once a month, or I say stretch it no longer than 2 to 3 months. You want that deep insight into your clients. You want to understand how they make buying decisions, what their lifestyle looks like, what's engaging them. And as we talk about really doubling our income, the more you understand the demographics and the psychographics of your potential client, then you can, again, reflect that in your messaging, create products and services that is going to serve them. I like to do it in 3 simple ways. You can use Facebook groups. You can use polls. And I love coffee chats. So let's talk about Facebook groups. I am a social seller. I spend a lot of my time in 3 or 4 I've already chosen those Facebook groups. And I'm going in from time to time and I'm looking at conversations. I'm looking at conversations in parallel Facebook groups, even my competitors' Facebook groups. And I'm not doing this to really compare myself to them. I'm really going in to see what are people and possible clients, what are they discussing? And I'm going to know what they're discussing, what's top of mind for them by looking at the posts. Which ones are they engaging in? Which one gets the most emojis? Which people do I see showing up over and over in these groups? And I might even want to look at the profile of these people. This information is going to give you some vital feedback. If I notice that there's a topic that is being discussed and it's top of mind for my ideal client because they're all just interacting with the post, then maybe I want to come back. If I'm not discussing this enough, or I'm not discussing it at all, I might want to come back to my Facebook group and do my version of that post, whatever's top of mind. Because what's an emergency and urgent to the client, we must address as a way to share with them that we understand, that we empathize. And again, it's going to really strengthen the know, like, and trust factor. So you want to be able to go into Facebook groups to learn more about your client. So this doesn't directly involve speaking to an ideal client, but it's very effective. The second thing I like to do, since I do have a Facebook group, is that I like to always take their temperature. So you'll find me oftentimes no more or no less than once a month asking them through polls. I make simple polls with multiple choices in those polls. And I might ask, what topic are you interested in me speaking about for the next month? They get 3 choices. They have a certain amount of time to look at those choices and vote. And of course, the topic that's voted for the most is the one that I address. And I put a star by because that is something I want to milk. So I might talk about this topic in my Facebook post for the month in my group. Then I might create a webinar. Then I might create an ebook. Then I might, because I see that this is a popular topic, and what's important to your client should be important to you. So the poll is very, very simple to do. And I would suggest that you do it often. Again, keeping your thumb on the pulse of your ideal client. This is easy because, again, you're doing this indirectly. You're not in front of a potential client. My third and my favorite way to interact with my clients and potentials is to do coffee chats. You can do coffee chats in a lot of different ways. You can do one-on-one coffee chats. You can do coffee chats where you're talking to 3 to 5 people at one given time. Yes, it does take time, but to me, it's such a great use of your time, because this is when you get to see the rubber meeting the road. You're asking questions that you've pre-selected. You have about 5 questions that you might be asking people. And it's nice that the synergy sometimes between 2 and 3 people just leads to the richest conversations. And I am literally taking notes, or I am actually going ahead and I'm copying the video, because this is where you really get some in-depth. You want that in-depth understanding of your ideal client. You'll understand what makes them value this product over that product. You'll understand and get a deeper understanding about how their issue is affecting different areas of their lives. You get some prime examples that you can use verbatim in your messaging. Okay, this is the place where you can do a really deep dive. It is always time well spent getting to understand the pains and the hopes, desires, and the challenges of your ideal client. And the best way to do this is to do a coffee chat. So by employing these simple, very simple marketing research methods, you get to understand them a lot more deeply. And sales, for me, my philosophy is sales is about service. It is about being a problem solver. It is simply about offering a way to solve a problem. I think my way is the best way to solve a problem. And so I want to share that with you. That's what sales is all about. And you're better able to serve your client when you know information about them. So that's today's lesson. Okay. So what have we learned about today? Well, we understand a little bit more about who our ideal client is, the areas that we want to flesh out in terms of their profile. We understand that we've got to be very specific on the issue that we solve for them. This is important to know your offering and how your offering is going to specifically solve their problem. And you need to be able to articulate that. You also have learned about just some simple marketing basics, okay? That's going to help you be able to put your thumb on the pulse of the people that you want to serve. We're doing all this with the grand idea of attracting new people readily. We want to continue to attract people into our Facebook groups, okay? So that we are making lead generation specific, that we're making lead generation easier for ourselves, and that we're calling in the people we want to work with, and we're calling in the people who can actually pay for our services. So that's what we learned today. So I want to remind you that tomorrow, well, we're going to be talking about, bringing in influencers to help us find our ideal client. And we'll also probably talk about basic messaging, because I talk about messaging. Let's talk about the basics of that so you get good at that. Remember that we are focused on bringing in other participants, like-minded friends, to see this 3-day masterclass, because this is some really juicy information that can really change the trajectory of your business. So anyone who brings the most people into this free 3-day masterclass has this beautiful entry into our sweepstakes for the t-shirt. The 6-figure is your birthright t-shirt, and you can also win that t-shirt by your involvement and doing your homework. So for your homework tonight, and I am going to post this in the Facebook group, my question to you is to name 3 people that you're going to do marketing research with. Okay, name 3 people that you're going to do marketing research with. So holding you a little bit accountable to enact that. And until tomorrow, looking forward to seeing you. Peace. Take care for now. Bye-bye.